It was just around the corner, so I literally just walked in and I asked how to audition, and pestered them for a few weeks to ask if I could audition, and then they finally let me. At that time, it was a lot easier to get an audition. Now, you have to have like it's like a 2-year waiting list if you don't have an agent or if you don't know a director already. But at that time, they had more open call auditions where anybody could come in and audition. And so I think it was like a month later I auditioned and I just got a lot of I did a lot of smaller bit parts for a couple of years. And then my first featured part was Nina Tucker in Full Metal Alchemist. And then from there I got Elsa and Gunslinger Girl and then a whole bunch of other featured stuff. And then eventually started getting leads and then eventually started directing. What's
Hello, just want to check in everything's okay. We did the SS mission, want to use it? Anyone?
Actually, yeah, that's probably better. You can actually hear me this way, much easier. Especially since all of this is going to end up on YouTube. It's probably better. And do I have video capabilities?
I don't think so. The projectors are not in this room. I have no idea where this came from.
Alright. Good to know. You.
I've noticed that you play a lot of male voices, and I'm just wondering how you approach
voicing a male versus a female.
Yeah, do you just sort of go with it without? I mean, I know people say, well, there's not that, but do you psychologically try and get into a male aspect before the role?
Yeah, I like to wear a strap-on. No, I'm just kidding. I think it is a sort of different mentality. I think maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like boys tend to be angrier, but not very good at. But tend to have anger that is very internal, that they don't really express as well as women do. So I kind of take that into account. And also I don't think that boys in general like to show emotion as much as women do. So I try to keep that in mind to not get as overly emotional as I would if I were playing a female role. You know what I mean? That's probably it. And I have to make my voice go down here. Yeah.
In Evangelion, you're voicing Rei. Did you feel any pressure with performance having set by Amanda Wynn Lee?
You know, when I first recorded Rei, Mike McFarlane, who's the ADR director for it and line producer, he tried to let me know that was a big deal. I had never watched Evangelion before. I didn't really know. I knew that it was popular and I knew it existed pretty much. I had never seen it or anything like that. So I didn't fully understand the level of fandom that surrounded it. So when I was recording it, I didn't really feel much pressure at all. Mike put it to me that he said in level of nerd that he essentially gave me the role of Princess Leia. Which, I mean, you know, I figured that was a big deal, but I thought he was kind of, you know, trying to make it into something that it wasn't. So I didn't really think about it. I just kind of went in and I did it. And then when they announced it, I think it was a month or two later, all of a sudden I got just bombarded with emails and messages on my Facebook and all that stuff with lots of crazy fans telling me to not screw it up, essentially. So, but I'd already recorded it, so I couldn't really go back and redo anything, you know, so I just kind of had to trust that Mike told me to do the right thing. So it wasn't until then that I did feel a little bit terrified. And then I remember going to the first screening of it at Anime Expo in Los Angeles, and somebody asked me if I had any difficulty understanding the plot, because it's, you know, really complicated. And I really did mean this as a joke, but I don't think they got it. I said, well, I mean, of course, it's just like robots fighting each other, right? I got booed. It didn't go over well. I think they forgave me after that, though. Because so far I've gotten really good response from it, so I have yet to have anyone threaten to kill me, which is good. Knock on wood.
Not wood.
Well, I'm screwed. Yeah.
But in regards to the Negima work, did you really enjoy it? Like, 'cause it's like a huge cast full of people. It's like, did you have fun like working on that project? Because like you've worked on the music, haven't you?
Yeah. I did all the music for the second season, and I loved working on the music. I especially loved doing the Baka Rangers, or what do we call it?
Yeah. That's it.
Mahora Rangers. That's what we called it in English, but I still think of it as Baka Rangers. That theme song, I think, was my absolute favorite thing that I've ever done ever. It was so much fun. But I really liked working on the music for that. It was really fun. And I liked UA. UA, I think, was probably my first kind of leadish role that I ever got.
Secondary.
Yeah, supporting, if you will. Yeah. So yes, it was fun. Robot guy.
What are the best bits and worst bits for various jobs that you do? Voice acting, maybe.
The best bits would be just the fact that I never know what I'm going to be doing that day. My husband will ask me the night before, "What's your schedule tomorrow?" And I will genuinely have no idea. And I'll have to, go through various emails and try to piece together what exactly I'm supposed to do the next day. And just being able to, with voice acting, I get to play a lot of roles that I would never play, on stage or on camera. For example, a 13-year-old boy, though I have played that on stage, that doesn't count, but I would never get to play that on camera. Or, alien frog, or a reindeer man. Like, I wouldn't normally get to do that stuff. So that's really fun about that. But the bad bits would be the fact that I have no idea what I'm doing ever, and I have no idea if I will have enough money to pay rent in a couple months. You know what I mean? Like, so it's very feast or famine. Sometimes I'm banking, and then sometimes I'm making nothing. And also getting to travel. I mean, this is my first time in the UK, and I wouldn't have been able to honestly afford to come out here on my own. And my mom, it's her first time. It's her first time in the UK too. That's my mom, guys.
Hello.
That was the power of the love that you were sending, my mother. Other questions? Is that Travis and Laura? Yeah. They are getting married. Did you know that? Yeah, they're getting married.
Travis?
Yeah, they're from the first Kitacon.
Oh,
They were
okay.
supposed to be here, but
Oh, that's right. They missed their flight.
and then they had standards for them, which we stole and vandalized.
That's awesome. I'm gonna take a picture of that. One moment.
Take the camera on.
I think we only used Travis's last year when we were Chris.
Ready when you are. Alright, yeah, hold on. Laura there. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Travis is taller. Yeah, he's taller. There we go. That's good. Oh, shit. Sorry. Hold on, I just took a video of that. Oops.
A number of times I've made that mistake.
There we go. And that's better. Wait, hold on, that was fuzzy. This is important, guys.
Your camera?
There we go. This is actually Chris Sabat's camera. He let me borrow it.
Oh, is he getting it back?
Probably not. I've already threatened to fight him for it. It's actually a really good camera. It's the Canon PS.
Not anymore.
Sturdy.
Powered Shot S95. I highly recommend it.
It could be a Sony camera. Believe me, they suck.
Do they really? Canons tend to be pretty good, I think.
Does it last?
Yeah, let's find out.
Have you got that?
I just have a feeling, so she just broke my camera and know it.
I'm surprised I haven't yet, to be honest. I told him that I would probably break it, and he was like, nah, you'll be fine. Mom, what did you think of my career choice?
Of what?
My career choice.
I thought you were insane.
There you have it. But now you got a free trip to the UK. Who's crazy now?
All right.
Other questions?
You're voicing Kuruma in
Yes, Rosario Vampire.
That seems like a bit of a departure from what you're usually doing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I virtually never, I mean, with the exception of Mikoto and School Rumble, I never play characters with boobs. I mean, like, really, like, I'm always the flat-chested one or the boy. So, yeah, and she's something. She's something.
I was surprised with that.
That's about all I can say. Other questions or comments or concerns?
I just wanted to ask you, as a voice actor, do you give any advice on making demo reels?
Advice on demo reels, that's a good question. Be sure to get it done in an actual studio. If you try to do it just with, a regular microphone with your computer, it'll sound like shit and no one will take you seriously. And another thing that I would recommend is actually do take the time to put music behind it as well to make it sound like a professional, like this, as if you actually took this from a real commercial or TV show. Make sure that if you do accents, make sure that they're almost perfect. Because if you try, it's not, and the same with any extra voices that you want to do, if you want to show your range as far as character voices you can do, make sure that they're actually good. And also, don't try to just do someone else's voice. Like, don't make a demo reel of like, these are all the Dragon Ball Z characters I can do. No one cares. They're already cast. It's already done. But I mean, it is good to be able to practice doing those kinds of voices because it does get you out of your natural range. But from there, you have to come up with your own kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So try to be as original as you can and get as good a sound quality as you can. It's gonna be expensive. I mean, unless you know somebody that has a studio. Luckily, I did. And yeah, unless you know somebody that has a studio that can give you, a discounted rate or even do it for free, it's gonna be expensive. I know in the States it's anywhere from $200 to $500 for a demo, for a really professional demo. So I don't know I don't know how much it would be here, but yeah, expect to spend some money. But it's worth it, because that's the easiest way to get an agent, to be honest, and that's how you get auditions.
Favorite people to work with in voice work and just filmation in general?
Favorite people to work with?
Yeah.
I really like working with Michael Tatum because we've been paired together several times, and I also like pranking him a lot. I don't know if you guys have heard about our prank wars. By prank wars, I mean I've annihilated him several times, and he still has yet to properly get me back. So if you ever see him...
Well, he's here today!
That would be awesome, because I actually really, I love pranks. I think they're really fun, and if I prank someone, I expect them to prank me back, and I'm a little offended when they don't. I feel a little unloved, because the pranks that I have pulled on him, I have put a lot of thought and effort into them. Well, okay, it also, has anyone heard these stories?
No.
Oh.